Humidor with Big Haas. Find out what Haas is puffing and drinking tonight.
You're echoing.
If you try his suggestion and you die, that is natural selection. And the DOA podcast is not responsible for you being weak fucking sauce. So now, the one, the only, Big Haas.
Hassa lassa ding dong. What you drinking? What you smoking on?
Left turn today. You know, um,
Speak up, dude. I can't hear you.
I have been smoking a lot of cigars
You're not
from
going to welcome people to your channel?
Black Box Cigar Club. Hold, can I? Can I? You asked me a
He
question.
can't fucking stop putting his hands on shit, which is why I haven't said anything. God damn.
Jesus.
Shut the fuck up.
So,
Damn.
took a little left turn today. I have been doing a lot of stuff with Black Box Cigar Club as far as reviewing some of the black-owned brands that I have been getting through the subscription service. But today, I wanted to smoke this cigar, and I'm very glad I did. It is from a big box brand called La Aroma de Cuba. So that's the band. It's a double band. It's the La Aroma de Cuba Reserva. Now, welcome into the spot. You know, this is where we will be doing the Humidor from now on, so that we can help the main channel get a little bit more monetization, because folks is racist against tobacco users. But I thank you for joining me, and we're gonna be talking about the La Aroma de Cuba Reserva. This is the Divino Vitola, which is just a really fancy term for a Toro. All right, this is a 6.2 inch by 52 ring gauge. All right, nice cigar, really good, very good burn line. Check that out. You see that? Very consistent cigar. Great color to the wrapper here, like a dark chocolate. It's smooth but veiny. I use a guillotine cut. You can see that. Like I tell people, all you want to do is scalp that little arc on the top. Okay, that's all you want to do is scalp that little part on the top when you're using that straight cut. You don't want to cut down too far, get below the cap. You're
No cap.
with no cap with a cigar, you're in trouble because it's going to unravel on you. It's a very unpleasant experience. Now, the La Aroma de Cuba Reserva is a spin-off from the number two cigar of the year from dang, what year is that? I want to say 2013, but I'm not sure. I think it might be a little 2011. Okay, and that was the Mi Amor Reserva. Okay,
Mi amor.
La Aroma de Cuba Mi Amor, freaking phenomenal cigar. Okay, but this is just the Reserva, not the Mi Amor. Okay, now this is a follow up. It's not very different. A little bit of a tweak from the original blend. The wrapper is a San Andres. Okay, and the binder and the filler are Dutch.
From Nicaragua.
Right. But part of the binder is also, it's a double binder. It's Nicaraguan and San Andres. Okay. Oh goodness. So when I first started smoking the cigar, it had a lot more of the coffee, cocoa, and a little bit of sweetness in it than it does now. I'm in the last third of the cigar, so now I'm getting more of the earth, a little bit of coffee, and a little bit of a cedar or some other type of wood. Very slow burning cigar. We were on the podcast for almost 3 hours. I only sat it down for a little bit so I had enough so I give you a good look at it. Very consistent throughout, except for as I got to the last part of the last half. As I entered into the last third of the cigar, um, got a little bit more earthy, got a little bit more woodsy, and a little bit more cedar to it. I'm sorry, a little bit more cocoa, but the cocoa changed. It was a little sweeter before. It's a little deeper now. Okay, giggity.
Giggity.
Um, the draw is really good. It's the construction is amazing. So it's a I want to call this like a medium tight. It's not medium, but it's not tight. But it's just a very compact construction. It gives you a sense that um it was very well rolled. There was a lot of consideration in the rolling here, and as you can see, even a small puff gives you a nice smoke display. But if you want to really go for it,
Go for the gusto.
Yeah, go for it. Don't
look
you
at
know,
that.
Go hard or go home, Big Hoss.
Look at that. I mean, but when you puff like that, you're gonna burn through the cigar a lot more quickly. It heats up the tobacco a lot more. So I like to be a little bit more.
Oops.
Gives you. I want to be a little bit more studious with the puff in there because I like to enjoy my cigar. You know what I mean?
Hey, if you're gonna pay for it, you might as well enjoy it.
Right. And this is it's not the cheapest. Well, depends on your socioeconomic status. Even like for me with 4 kids and a wife and a house and all that other stuff, it gets in there. It gets in there. So it comes in a ton of vitolas though. You got the Beso Toro, which is 5.6 by 48. You got the Maximo Robusto, which is 5.5 by 54. You got the Bellicoso, which is almost 6-inch, 5.8 by 54. You have the Divino, which I am smoking. You have the Romantico, which is a Churchill's, almost 7-inch by 50. And you have the Pomposo, which is a Gordo, 6.5 by 60. So you have a lot of vitolas to choose from. And let me tell you from experience that each vitola provides a different type of smoking experience. Okay. One with the thinner ring gauge, like the Beso Toro with the 48 ring gauge, you're going to get a little bit more wrapper than you're going to get with the other vitolas. And the wrapper provides a lot of the flavor and experience that you're going to get from it. So I've always said that if you really, really, really want to experience a cigar in its purest form, try to find a Lancero if they have it, or you look for the smallest ring gauge so you get the most wrapper for your money. Okay. Now, other vitolas, the larger vitolas are more popular, but that doesn't necessarily mean they provide the best smoking experience. My experience with La Aroma de Cuba is that you're going to get a quality smoke no matter which vitola you choose, but there will be a little bit of difference between each. Okay. This cigar got a 94-point rating in the top 25 cigars of 2013.
Quick, Dutch, divide that by 20. I know what his rating's going to be.
Right?
I'm typing.
This vitola, you can get a pack of 5 for a little over $10 a cigar. And you get a box of 24 for right at $10 a cigar. So you save a little bit of money. Depending on which website you go to. The website I'm looking at, They're not paying me, so I ain't gonna say what it is. If you want, you can message me and I'll tell you. But they have a pretty good. They usually have pretty good deals. Usually you'll find a box of these in the store. You're looking at $300 plus a box of 24.
Ugh.
Okay, if you want to get 5 in a store, you're probably looking at $65-$75.
Hmm.
All right, if you're going to get a single, you're probably looking at $13 to $15, depending on where you are and what the taxes are.
Ugh.
Okay, but this is a really good cigar. This is not an everyday smoke. This is something you have after a nice dinner. You know, if you're at an event where they allow smoking and you want to hang out with your friends and smoke, things like that.
Cool new friends.
Not necessarily at everyday smoke unless you got it like that. If you got loot like that, though, go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? This is a handcrafted in Nicaraguan cigar at Pepin Garcia's My Father. Now, if you know cigars, you know that My Father Cigars is one of the best brands out there. Okay?
My father
Yes.
told me.
The San Andres wrapper is actually a San Andres Oscuro. It's a Cuban seed wrapper, which is amazing. And then of course you got the Nicaraguan and Nicaraguan long fillers to go along with it, and then the double binder. So, really great cigar, very consistent. I would say this: tending, you need to tend this cigar, but not a whole lot. Like you don't want to go more than 2 minutes without taking a puff, though. And the chunks come off in about 3/4 inch chunks, the ash, but it holds very well. If you can see that. And I've got the ring light on per Dutch, so hopefully you can see that really good there. And this is almost a soft box press if you look at it, but it's just round enough. See there? See how these sides here are a little flatter, right there, but it's not classified as a soft box. Okay. And I like a box press cigar. But this is definitely a cigar that I will smoke again. And if I could get somebody to grab it for me as a gift, a box, they'd be my friend forever. Or
you're my best friend.
You know, sometimes I might splurge and get a box and you know, see if I can sneak that past the wife.
Forever, ever?
Forever, ever?
Forever never seems that long until you're grown.
I paired this with a craft beer from when I was up in Michigan. Okay. This place is actually the smallest town in the nation with a microbrewery. And it is Alpha, Michigan. Yeah, I know.
Really?
Alpha Michigan Brewing Company. It's Alpha Michigan. You can look it up. Okay? And this is what's called a growler. This is
founded by
a growler. And so I had my Stein, my beer Stein, in the deep freezer all week for this. And I am drinking the Naughty Schoolgirl with my cigar.
First day of the channel and we get banned. Very nice.
Naughty Schoolgirl, come on, quit playing. So now the Naughty Schoolgirl,
the Britney Spears.
It's like a medium. It's in the middle as far as alcohol by volume, and it's what's the other thing? The
proof.
No, ABV, I forget, it's like 5.6 or something like that. Alcohol by volume.
Oh, that's a light beer.
Yeah, it's not gonna get you too messed up. But I'm on my third one of these.
Well, damn.
So, and you this for context, a can of beer or a bottle of beer will only go to about here. Okay, so I'm pouring heavy. and really nice beer. And what it does is it brings out the earth. Curiously enough, it brings out some of the woodsiness.
Any nuttiness?
No nuts, Dutch, much to your chagrin.
You're gonna love my nuts.
But really, really crisp beer. Like, that's a great beer for a hot day when I'm sitting out on the patio or something, or up by the pool. Just kind of sipping and puffing. But that's pretty much what I was doing down here, sipping and puffing. And it provided a nice little, especially in the beginning of the cigar, when it was more sweeter. It was a little bit more sweeter, and that's a relative term. Sometimes when you say sweet, people think milk chocolate or something like that, something really sweet. But when I say sweet in the cigar world, it's like, especially with a non-infused cigar like this one, I just mean that there's a latent type of sweetness, and it's not overwhelming. You really, like, to the uneducated palate, you might not even feel it. But when that cigar, in the early part of the cigar, I got to feel a little bit more of that earth and woodsy type of essence when I took a sip of beer. So that's what pulled that out. And as you can see, there's no cracking, no flaking, and that speaks to the construction of the cigar, and also how you keep your cigar. All right, your humidor, that's super important. You can have a great cigar and you put in a fucked up humidor, and guess what? You got some bullshit. So you want to make sure that your humidor is properly humidified and sealed. You don't want any leaks. And maybe, you know what I'll do is I'll do a video maybe and talk about how to make sure your humidor is set properly. And that also is subjective. Just much like this review is subjective, the settings for your humidor. Some people like the humidity down in the 60s. I am a 69 to 72 type of person.
You saw us both. You saw us both jump
I
to
saw
life.
y'all start smiling. I
Yeah.
saw it. I saw you guys.
69, dude.
But you also the one that intentionally chose that number. So we're not just, this is not a whole cloth made up now.
Hey, guess what?
You know,
69% humidity is 69 and 72% is right in my wheelhouse as far as humidity goes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I was born in 72, and 69 is just, a fun place to be, depending, on the weight class you in.
Stop.
But on a leaf meter, and for those new to the,
are you on that Bushwick Bill level? On that other level?
Whole nother level. But to close this out, on the leaf meter, I would give this a 4.75 or so.
Can you explain for the first timers what is that out of 10?
What the leaf meter is? All right, so if you're older like me, you remember something called the Source magazine. And the Source magazine was a hip hop magazine, and they would rank all the new releases that came out each month on a mic scale. And 5 mics was like a classic.
Instant classic.
Like a classic. Like
Illmatic.
Who got Nas? I don't think Nas got 5 mics when it came out though. But anyway, an instant classic. Like Nas Illmatic should have got 5 mics. Fuji's The Score, I think, is a 5 mic album. And that's something we could talk about.
Dog Pound.
The Dog Pound.
That's a 4.5 mic.
There's a 4.5 mic. There's a couple of tracks I skipped.
Ain't no skips for me. I can rock out
to that
whole joint.
You know what album should have got 5 mics but didn't? Scarface, The Fix. That album was great.
I'm not a big Scarface guy.
Man, you missing
I'm
out.
a nerd.
Midnight Marauders.
Midnight Marauders, The Low End Theory. 4.75 is really high. I kind of marked off because, like, even right here, right now, the cigar's gone out, so I'm having to relight it again. And if you're in the cigar world, when you relight a cigar, you're running the risk of burning up the tobacco and fouling the experience. And also, and this isn't really their fault, but I took a little bit of points off because of the price point. But it's worth it. It's worth it. But for me, trying to stay married is up there in the price zone. You know what I mean? But it's a really good cigar. La Aroma de Cuba is famous for making great cigars, though. So I didn't expect it to be bad. And it's a pretty good cigar. So if you get a chance, look them up on Google. La Aroma de Cuba is on the crawl there. The Reserva, really good cigar. Check it out.
Haas, so where can people when can the people find you streaming the Humidor?
It'll probably be a weekend day. I have to figure it out. Probably Saturday or Sunday afternoons.
And then Wednesdays late, like right now.
Wednesdays late, like right now, of course.
Yeah.
But you can definitely catch me on Wednesday. That's 100%. Depending on what I'm doing with family, you might get some bonus content on the weekend as well. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all for listening. Love y'all.